fractions are your friends. They're loyal, and they'll always stick with you. So you have friends. Okay, so I am doing one review of how to add fractions, and this is it. And after this, after I do this, I am not doing another one of these, okay? So I just said this is on the back of your notes, okay? All right. So to add fractions, you have to have a common denominator. So this is 3, right? So I have to make the 2, I have to make the 2 so it has a denominator of 3. So if I have 2 over 1 and I want it over 3, what did I multiply the 1 by to get 3? So what I do to one thing, I have to do to the other. So 2 times 3 gives me 6. So I get 6 over 3 plus 2 over 3, and that gives me 8/3. Okay? So that is your review of fractions. If you are lost, I would suggest Khan Academy or some app on your phone that will teach you how to add and subtract. Khan Academy, for those of you watching the video, it's Khan Academy. All right. Yes. It does help. Okay. Here we go. All right. If I have 6 to the second power, 6 to the second power is 36. If I have 6 to the negative 1, it's not negative 6. It's 1 over 6. You move it to the bottom and it becomes positive. So 6 to the negative 2 would be 1 over 36. Okay, 3 to the negative 2. It's 1 over 9. So, if I have the number 9 and I want to write it with the base of 3, if I want to write 9 with the base of 3, so 9 is 3 times 3. How many 3's are there? 2. So 8, if I want to write it with the base of 2. So it's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 to the third. If I wanted to do 4 with a base of 2, 2 squared. If I want to write 100 with the base of 10, 10 squared, right? What if I wanted to write, I can, because I can do anything. Okay, first of all, it's 10 and it moves back twice, right? So it's 2, negative 2. Not kidding at all. No joking. Okay, so the next thing I want to review before I start today's notes is this. If I have the square root of 8, and I want to write this with an exponent. So this is always a 2, even if we don't write the 2. And the exponent on the 8 is a 1. So I get 8 to the 1/2. And we already said that 8 was 2 to the third. So if I did the square root of 2 to the third power, if I rewrote this, it would be 2 to the 3 halves. No, it's 3 halves. So if I was rewriting the square root of 125, so it's 125 to the 1/2. Okay, we're just reviewing, and I'm going to give you some problems. It's going to be okay, Isaac. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. I do know that. It's all going to be fine. So, 125. So, 3 over 2 what? 5 to the 3 halves. I know. Okay, so now we're ready for notes. Turn it over. This is your day. Okay. Yeah, he's all excited about the sweats. No. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's Deer Park. Okay. Okay, the last time you told me we were going to win, you told me we were going to beat Pearland. Okay, that's and you told me, yeah, I think we're going to upset them. And I kept saying, but it's at the rig. And you're like, yeah, we're going to upset them at the rig. And I was thinking, no. Yeah, it was their homecoming. There were fireworks, yeah. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Shh. You guys are going to want to pay attention, and I'm going to go through this. And if you're talking, I'm going to keep going, just so you know. All right, 1, 2, 3, here I go. So, an exponential equation has the exponent is a variable. So 36 to the x power, that's what makes it an exponential. So to solve this, I have to have common bases. So I have 36 and 1/6. So I'm going to write those off to the side. So between the two of those, I want to rewrite them so they have the same base. So if I rewrite 36, I can have 6 to the second power. And if I rewrite 1/6, I get 6 to the -1. So to solve this, I'm going to substitute 6 squared in for 36. So I get 6 to the 2x equals 6 to the -1. Once your bases are the same, you can set the exponents equal to each other and solve. So I get 2x equals -1. Divide by 2. I get x is a -1/2. Okay. So 125 and 25. I'm going to choose 5. So I get 5 to the third and 5 to the second. So on the 125, I have 5 to the 3x. And the 25, I get 5 to the 2 times 2, which is 4. So I have 3x equals 4. Because there's a 2 here and a 2 here. So I get 4/3. It is. Okay. So 1,000 and 100. So I'm going to use 10. So it's 10 to the third and 10 to the second. So 10 to the third equals 10 to the 2x. And divide by 2. So x is 3 over 2. So I have 64 and 16. So first of all, here's a common mistake. You'll write 8. because 64 is 8 times 8 and 8 times 2. So you either have to pick 2 or 4, and it doesn't matter because you can, in this case, you can use both. So if I use 4, I get 4 to the third and then 4 to the second. So when I rewrite this, I'm going to take the 64 and I oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to take 4 to the third and I'm going to plug it in for 64. I'm okay. So now the bases are the same. So what you want to do is when you do this, you want to put what's already there in parentheses because you're going to have to distribute to get the right answer, right? So I'm going to take 3 times x and get 3x minus 9. And that equals 4x. Is that my attendance? No, okay. Okay, thank you. Whew. I was like, wait, I think it's all working. All right, so I get x is negative 9. If I look at number 5, is the 4 to the x by itself? It's not. It has a 3 in front, so that's multiply. What's the opposite of multiply? So I'm going to divide by 3, and when I do that, I get 4 to the x equals 8. So I have 4 and 8, so that's 2 squared and 2 to the third. So I get 2 to the 2x equals 2 to the third. So x is 3/2. Yeah. We did it in Algebra 2 also, by the way. Like, these are notes from Algebra 2. And you had me in, well, you probably slept through it. All right, 27. Marvin, it's not on your phone. Where? Because 24 divided by 3 is 8. Yeah, we're not even to a hard one yet. We haven't even done a hard one. Okay. Are you guys caught up? All right, number 7. Okay, you guys do 7. Go. It's what? Okay, seriously, if you do not know your multiplication facts, you're sad. You're sad. I'm just saying, if you don't know your multiplication facts, there's an app. Put it on your phone. You can learn your multiplication. Nobody has to know you're playing a multiplication game. They'll think you're playing, I don't know, Sugar Crush or something. Candy Crush. Candy Crush. Candy Crush. It is 20. Yes. So double check yourselves. It is 20. About to show you. Oh, I gave somebody my eraser last period and they took it. Oh, you have it. I was going to say, I gave it to somebody last period. All right. Okay. So for number 8, okay, so this is where they're going to start getting a little different. So everybody pay attention. So up here on number 5, I was multiplying. And the opposite of multiplication was division. So that's how I got rid of the 3. This time, I'm dividing by 2. So what's the opposite of division? So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And when I do that, that cancels out and leaves me with 9x on this side. And 40.5 times 2 is 81. So here's what happens. All of you get to this point, you're like, I don't know how to solve this. X equals 2. It's the answer. You don't even have to do anything. Because I multiplied by 2. So the 2's cancel. Okay. I have 1/8 and I have 4. So I'm going to get okay, I'm going to take that away and not hand it out if you're doing that while I'm doing the notes. So x is 2/3. All right. Now, everybody pay attention on the next one. Because it makes me feel better. All right. Any suggestions on how to do this? What? Okay. So this is the square root. Okay. Okay, so Angie wants to simplify the square root. What do you want to do? Okay. So both of these would work, and this is the easier way. So this is how I'm going to do it, okay? So if you look at 8, 32, and 4, can they all have a common base of 2? So I'm going to have 8, 32, and 4. So I get 2 to the 3rd, 2 to the 5th, and 2 to the 2nd. So now I'm going to take these and replace them back into my equation. So I get 2 to the 3rd, the square root of 2 to the 5th equals 2 to the 2x. So how do I rewrite the square root of 2 to the 5th? So I have 2 to the 3rd, 2 to the 5 halves equals 2 to the 2x. So now, when I'm multiplying, what do I do with my exponents? Add. So I want to add 3 plus 5 halves. So that gives me 6 over 2 plus 5 over 2, which is 11 over 2. So I get 2 to the 11 over 2 equals 2 to the 2x. Now we can get rid of the 2's, right? And I can put 11 over 2 equal to 2x. And when I divide by 2, I get 11 over 4. Because when you divide, it's like multiplying times a half. So 2, Okay, you have to, she's first, and then you can go.